You are listening to Girls in Low Places, the podcast that asks country artists what only British girls can. I've crawled across the table to Riley Green.
Hey, what kind of show is this?
Flash Tucker Wetmore.
That was you!
And yapped away with Carly Pearce.
To get married and divorced in a year, that is legit country.
And sometimes we just have a good old yap with British icons you wouldn't expect were country fans. So listen to Girls in Low Places wherever you get your podcasts. My Girls in Low Places, this episode was recorded the morning after the CMA Awards. You can only imagine how broken we were. If you have seen any content from the CMA red carpet, it was like I was running the marathon. I speak about it. So although it starts a little slow, bear with us. By about halfway through the episode, it is hilarity. For those of you that are new here, I am Katie, your main host, and I'm talking in this episode with my friend Ozzy, who helped me create the podcast. And we are both huge country music fans. Trust me when I tell you this has been the most wild experience of our lives. We are so grateful to the CMA for inviting us, and yeah, enjoy the episode. Girls in Low Places.
Not even hungover.
No, I'm not even hungover. I'm just, I think I had a heart attack yesterday. I think I actually went into cardiac arrest on the CMA red carpet. I just don't know if we'll ever be the same.
I will never be the same again, genuinely. I don't even know. It's like quite hard to even...
It's really hard. I think we should maybe start from
the
like...
beginning.
I know we've been doing our sort of like mini travel vlogs and things like that, and that's been great. But I got in a day before Ozzy. Ozzy then had an absolute nightmare at the airport. So you kind of lost half a day. Yeah. But I then just carried on with Rodney, who is, for the OGs who remember, Rodney was our videographer when I first came to CMA Fest. We were like doing man on the street interviews and like just grabbing any artist that like Rodney personally knew from like some bender and just being like, hey, can we interview? So we've come quite a long way since then, but I was like, Rodney, you're the man for the job. Very calming influence is Rodney, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's great.
He's a good vibe. So me and Rodney then just did the Drake White event, which you weren't at, the Drake White benefit on Monday.
Yeah.
And so playing the Drake White benefit was Cassie Ashton. Loved seeing Cassie. I went into her dressing room after it and she was just like cracking me up because all her family were there, but I didn't realise when you know, quite a lot of the time there's a big team around someone. So you walk into a room and you just think you can be as like normal, candid, you know, I can be as naughty or saucy as I want to because it's Cassie, and like, you know, Cassie says it how it is and can be ridiculous. And I just walked in and said something about butt plugs because we kept on talking about Lily Allen's album together. And she was like, Kitty, meet my dad. And the whole room just like dropped dead laughing. Like, it was like, oh no. And her dad was a great sport. So we love Cassie Ashton's dad. But generally, the main thing at that Drake White benefit was, first of all, how emotional it was. Like, I talked to the doctor that saved Drake White's life. I mean, that was kind of mad. He's called Dr. Miracle.
That's mental.
That's actually his name. But I think the most difficult thing was that Riley Green was in the building, but like he didn't do the red carpet. And I didn't want the first time that me and Riley had seen each other since our date to be like, I don't know, I didn't want it to be not documented, not well lit. I didn't want it to be in passing. I didn't want Riley to see that I was actually like in Nashville because I know he follows every move I make, but I didn't want it to happen other than the CMA red carpet. So I was spending the entire time of this Drake White benefit hiding from Riley Green as if like I was the biggest star, like all around the backstage of the Ryman, like trying to like hide my face and like sort of shuffle behind doors and stuff like that. So that was disproportionate from me. And then I went to go and see, this was the saddest part, wasn't it? Tucker Wetmore was doing a pop-up show and Ozzy wasn't there.
I don't like American Airlines can never refund me correctly for the loss of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you quantify that loss? I'm going to be putting in a claim for like millions and millions of pounds.
personal damage.
Personal damage, personal harm.
He and like I nearly didn't want to tell Ozzy that I even went, but I had to tell her as soon as she landed. I was like, he was so good. He is so animated. He gives so much. He gives us so much, and is so likable and lovable doing it. And you know, I don't want to name names, but some people coast, and Tucker does not coast. I cannot wait for him to come back in the brunette tour next year. I do apologise, Gil, because we are speaking at sort of a slightly slow pace. We are just still
Probably nice for people to have a break from like.
But yes, that was Monday. Tuesday, we'd had like about 1,000 meetings. Bear in mind, this is your first day ever in Nashville, and it was also much the tour we had at Big Loud was being in the room where Morgan recorded "I'm the Problem."
I can't put words about any of these things. Yes, Tuesday was mental.
We got so much merch.
To meeting to Big Loud to, oh my God, this is a highlight of my life immediately.
I think we're going to have to do a giveaway with some of the merch because it just feels too greedy for us to keep it all.
I'm not giving mine away.
Oh my God. But then what did we do Tuesday night? You know when you have one of those like holidays or trips where like you're like, I've blacked out the whole time. What did we do Tuesday night?
What happened after? No, Tuesday night was a big night out. What happened after Big Loud? Then where did we go?
Oh, we went to the Opry.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Sorry, just casually going to the Opry.
We went to the Opry and walking in and seeing Charles Eston playing backstage because we were supporting Balin from Absolute Radio Country. He was presenting as like UK rep at the Opry. It was a big night for him, and it was so impressive to see, you know, him doing that, and it was great to be a part of it. We were so lucky. But to go backstage there, like I thought, like we've done some kind of crazy things in the last couple of days. I was like, I'm gonna be fine. Like backstage at the Ryman didn't hit me really that emotionally. It was like it was great, it was interesting, but like I was okay. As soon as we walked through and saw Charles Eston from Nashville rehearsing in the sort of side of stage bit, and then we walked into the proper bit, which I don't know, it's probably for the millennials here, but when you've grown up on watching the program Nashville as like your sort of reach into Nashville as a place because you can't access it any other way than like listening to music. So Nashville, the TV program is like, you know, it's your Bible in lots of ways. It's just like I burst into tears straight away, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
And you were like, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together.
Yeah, it was just a poignant moment.
We were taking it in turns to cry. It was like a relay race.
Like it's just been a constant like walking the plank of what the plank walking the tightrope like on the edge of like overwhelm. Could tip over at any moment. No, it's been insane.
On there, so we were sort of walking on air from the Opry, kind of like what's just happened to us, and then I kept on taking around my old passport. Like I don't want to lose. I lose everything all the time. I lose everything. I'm a klutz. I leave everything behind everywhere, and it's amazing I still have this hat. You know, quite frankly, but I was thinking I was being really smart by having my old clipped passport from like 2010 as my ID. Because you have to take your ID everywhere here.
The ridiculous thing was that I was going to say to you, you're never going to get away with that, but I just thought she's obviously sussed it out. Like maybe
she's been here before.
She knows what she's doing. I'm not going to mum her. I'm going to be like, yes, fine, you used your expired passport to get into these bars.
And then Rodney was taking us to this really nice place called Skinny Dennis. I don't know if anyone's been. I know it's quite new, but it looked so great from the outside.
Oh my God, we were like, this is amazing. Finally some like not level of normalcy, but like just like go to a cool bar, experience like a nice different area, and like
not be on Broadway.
Have a minute and like debrief.
And like I wasn't let in, so
that was
we had to go somewhere else.
But then we went to that other bar, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was like almost like a speakeasy that Rodney took us to. It's really good. If you are ever in Nashville, try and befriend a local because they will take you. Hopefully not murder you, but like I do think like getting off Broadway is an experience that everybody has to do if they come to Nashville. Broadway is unbelievable. Like you have to see it to believe it.
I mean, we say this, but then we ended up back in Broadway.
Yeah, of course. I always want to end up in Broadway, pretty much. I just want to go and like have a nice margarita somewhere in East Nashville before I then go and rage on Broadway.
Yeah.
And we were like, we'll take it calm, we'll take it easy. CMA day the next day, let's not go too mad.
That went so badly.
It didn't go well. Ozzy bumped into some of her delayed plane friends.
Wait, I can't even remember why we decided to do that.
No, because we went to that BMG party.
What?
Yeah, we went to the there was a BMG party.
I'm having a total mind blank.
It was basically, there was an industry party.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
And we went in, and it was, I was just overstimulated. I was like, I also was in the mood where I was like, I want to be like, I want to fit in as just a tourist who's just having a nice time. I think after the Opry, I was emotionally exhausted of all the magic. And I was like, I don't want to be industry tonight. We just want to be ratchet, you know?
Yeah.
To get us back to Broadway where we belong. We're girls in low places. We're not, you know,
Girls in.
CNN. I really pride our platform on, actually, is that we get to like do the tourist fan thing, and we're not like a media outlet. We don't have to be. We can go and not go to absolutely everything. Being here from the moment, I mean, when I went to Lainey's press conference and things like that, everyone was like, oh, you've got to do this, and you've got to be at this conference room, and you've got to be here, and you've got to be there. And I really respect the fact that we've actually like gone, no, we don't want to be in every room for every single thing. We want to actually see Nashville and be in Nashville together as fans of the music, not like a media platform, because who wants to sit in a conference room all day? And especially...
Basically what you're saying is we just want to get drunk.
and shake our tail feathers.
So that we did. We went back to Broadway. We were peak Marg at that point.
We were peak Marg. Marga Pika. Bumped into your plane friend.
No, then we went back to Morgan Wallen's bar. We will get there. Then we walked back to Morgan Wallen's bar because I'm like, I want to get some merch, which I didn't get earlier. So I was like, I'm going to go back because I want to go to the merch shop drunk. So I was planning to literally buy up the entire
She's planning to remortgage her house, basically.
Then, yeah, so I went in and I was like, oh, it's shut. That's so annoying. And then my Aussie friends from my severely 14-hour delayed flight on Monday to Nashville came over because we'd literally all made like a hardcore group and we were like, gotta get through this together. And they were in the bloody bar.
And they were just in the bloody bar. They looked like they'd just walked out of Coyote Ugly. Like they were dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
They looked hot as balls. We looked like their mum. They looked unreal. And Rodney walks in, 6 foot tall, drink of water. And Rodney's like, yeah, these girls are for me. And we were like, do you know what? For the podcast, go and have a threesome with them, Rodney. And by God, I think we then like sort of like snuck off because we were hammered by this point. And he snuck off, and I think about like 15 minutes later he was like, they're both married. And we were like, no, that's a shame. So
such a good story.
We were really trying to win
that was so funny bumping into them. But basically just made me feel like such a local.
Yeah.
Literally the two people I knew in the town were in that bar from the plane.
I also then came back, Gilpers, and we were like, we were very half cut, but I basically had an anxiety attack meltdown about the next day. I think maybe it's because also like we were drinking and I was suddenly aware that we were really drunk and like the pressure of it all was starting to really mount for me. Because like I do think sometimes it looks like I'm totally fearless with these things and I can go into that mode, but there is so much like there's so much that goes into a trip like this. There's so much on the line. There's so many people you want to please. As a people pleaser, it's difficult. You want to make sure you see everyone. You want to make sure you please all the managements, all the CMAs who've invited us. I mean, the fact that it's just. And it was all just building. And so I was then having a sob in the lift with Ozzy, at which point the only people that we knew in the whole other hotel who work at Lime Tree, who we love, by the way, they were just having like they were having just some like drunk food at like also at 1 a.m. in the hallway of their floor. Bear in mind, we're not on their floor. So we just went in the lift and by some bizarre luck or chance, the lift doors just open as I'm full anxiety sob. And Jenny and Sarah are like, is everything okay? But then the lift doors just go beep, and then we just ride off. And then they were like thinking, I don't know what they thought.
Yeah, I don't know. You were in a state. But then we got in here, and then you carried on for a bit, and then your head hit the pillow, and you went from hysterical sob to loud snore in about 0.5 seconds.
Look, relatable. I'm anything if I'm not relatable. I know, it's just sometimes you just got to clock off. And actually, I slept better than I'd slept any other night in Nashville because I'd had a lot of anxiety. But yeah, we woke up the next morning and it was CMA day. We were feeling a little worse for wear, but we had been offered a blow dry from Tucker Wetmore. Tucker Wetmore's team sent us an email saying, ladies, Tucker Wetmore would love to get you a blow dry on the morning of the CMAs. And I was like, what? That is the funniest email I've ever received.
Best email.
And we were like, yep, we'll be having that. Please, we need all the help we can get. So we went to Dry Bar in Nashville and it was amazing. The girls there were great. Guys, if you ever come to America, go to a Dry Bar because they're not like, they don't cut your hair, don't colour your hair. They just do blow dries all day. And it's probably one of the best blow dries I've ever had. You will see that it does sort of like start to go a bit wrong throughout the day because it was also then one of the most traumatic, stressful, exciting, amazing experiences I've ever had. So by the end of it, I did look like Wurzel Gummidge. But it started off looking absolutely amazing. Yours held really well.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, so I don't know what I was doing. I was just...
Well, you were like literally flailing about on the carpet.
Oh,
so
God.
it was like, that was mad.
We're going to get there, Gilpers. Right, so next, we stupidly, booked podcast record. John, put everything in there. We went to Bobby Bones. Bobby Bones invited me to be on his podcast, which was a madness. Like, this man's house alone was like something I've only seen in LA rom-coms. Like, his house was beautiful. We walked in there. That was daunting enough because we're so poor. And then when we got in, like, my picture was just like plastered on this massive studio that he's built. There was like 5 people in the room. You had a massive suitcase with all my shit in it because we had to get changed for the CMAs in Bobby's toilet. And we just had a massive chat about country music.
You did very well. I was very proud of you, actually.
So give it a listen if you haven't already.
No, it was a really good episode.
But we didn't really time it too well, did we? Because it ended at 2. I then got changed into my Union Jack outfit at 2:15 in his toilet, which we actually didn't do the back of the corset up because we'd sort of been told that you get to the red carpet before 3. And you've got a bit of time. You're going to be waiting around for ages. Like, I don't know about you, Gilpers, but like, wouldn't you assume that like, if the show starts at 7, the talent starts coming down at 6, so you're going to have a lot of hanging around. You can do your makeup, you can do whatever you want. How wrong we were. So we got to the arena at like 10 to 3. We thought, we've smashed this. We have got here in plenty of time. We then realised that it's not actually in the Bridgestone Arena where the red carpet is. It's like in the building next door.
Who knew that was a thing?
Who knew?
Red carpet's literally in a separate building. It's not like it actually walks you into the event.
I know. I think we might be lifting the curtain a bit there, but that blew our mind. But anyway, so we were running around. I had those big silver boots on, that massive fur coat.
We kept getting taken or directed to different points. So like, Katie's now the talent. I'm just the PA these days. And so I am like pushing along her giant suitcase that she insisted she needed to bring up a hill in like with so many bags on me. Rodney's carrying the camera. You're in the heels. We're all sweating. They're like, you need to go to the other section. You need to go up here. You need to go around here. We're like walking through crowds that have gathered to see the red carpet, through security, over barriers, literally round and round the block.
It's now 3:15. It's no longer 10 to 3. Bearing in mind, the corset on my dress is not done up. Therefore, my dress is slowly slipping down. I'm like, there is... areola was starting to show. I'm going to say it. It was... So I then had to like cover my body with this massive red fur coat, which was so hot.
Then they ushered us into the red carpet. We had to walk all the way along the red carpet.
Oh, the carpet. It was like some of the people who'd maybe like seen us throughout the week or whatever, and I had like literally my dress was falling down. I was like, Ozzy, this is...
We were the last ones in there. They were like ushering us in, like, I think we can get you in. Da, da, da.
We couldn't find where we were.
We couldn't find where we are. Well,
do you know where we were, girls? We had the best spot. We couldn't believe it. We were next to the Washington Post. That's why we've got the sign over there behind Ozzy. Girls Only Places was next to the Washington Post. Like, how great have CMA been to put us there? Like, we've been told by Kelly Sutton, who's amazing, by the way, we absolutely love her. We've been told by Kelly Sutton that the red carpet is an L, and some big stars, we've got to explain this to the Gilperts, some big stars, like, let's say you're Luke Combs or you're Megan Maroney or Ella Langley, like, that top tier will go along one side and they won't turn left, they'll go straight into the Bridgestone Arena. Yeah, they'll leave. And then sort of, if you're lucky, they might turn around this way, but it's kind of dependent on what they've got out, if they're promoting anything, all of that stuff, if their team feels they need it. So you get an amazing array of stars, but you don't get everyone, and you've just kind of got to, like, you've got to work with, yeah. you got to work with what you're getting, but it's also.
But when we say work with what you're getting,
Oh my God,
it's like
top tier.
You are literally like PR's, because I was kind of like managing this side of it, and thank God, by the way, there was 3 of us, because it would actually be impossible with less.
You couldn't do it.
It was insane.
So right, I'm going to try and explain it to you. Let's just go rewind a sec.
Right, let's rewind. So we get to our spot.
We're sweating. Ozzy isn't even in her outfit.
I'm not
she's
in my
a
outfit.
peasant dress. She looks like she's going to a baby shower. Like she's not in her outfit. So she's run to the toilet to get in her outfit. We've lifted my dress over my head in the bathroom to try and do up my corset. All the strings had come out. You were panicking. I was then like, I've just got to get back out there. Everyone's like,
you run back out.
They were like, the talent is coming down at 3. So people had started to come down before we were even in the building. Like, yeah, the smaller artists, maybe like some of the songwriters, stuff like that. It wasn't the main big
Runs back
cheese.
to the spot. I go to the loo, put on my dress. Oh, I can't do it up.
I have no eye makeup on. We decided to leave a smoky eye until we're on the carpet because we wanted to be fresh for it. But now I just don't have any eye makeup on at all. So I look like a...
Wait, whilst you were like trying to figure out what was going on, I was in the loo. I couldn't do my dress up. I had to go out, ask one of the security men to stand in front while I asked some woman from the CMAs to try and do my dress up. By the end, there were 6 people trying to do my dress up in the corridor. It was honestly traumatizing. Bearing in mind, we're already late. It's a shambles. Everything is a shambles.
I needed Ozzy to like get all our props out. I needed to do this. I needed to talk to all these PRs come up to you. So the publicists and everyone, they come up to you. They come up with your little card and they say, we have May Estes coming round. She's released this. She's done this. She'd like to talk about this. Please do talk to her. And you have to choose whether you think that person is relevant to your audience, whether you think that that's someone you have time for. You have to be nice and polite and accept or decline. Obviously, we're, very... Normally, we would be accepting everyone. We want to get everyone as much as we can and as much as we can for the Gilpers. But it was such a Sophie's Choice situation sometimes.
Yeah, that was tough.
But we'll get on to that. So I'm getting all these PRs coming up to me, talking to me, and they're all people I maybe haven't met or I need to know or things like that. And I'm having to network with them. I've got no eye makeup on. The props are all over the floor. I haven't got my notes on the floor. I'm like starting the presenters either side to me are like introducing themselves saying, hey, don't worry about it. This is my 4th CMAs. It's crazy. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Rodney's getting the cameras, getting the sound up. We're literally like, oh my God. And I'm just going through my head. I'm going like, Ozzy's just beautifying herself in the toilet and taking ages. And I was like, does she not know I am the talent right now?
I knew you would be thinking that.
I knew. We didn't even have that conversation, but you knew that I was thinking that. And I was like, why is she taking so long to bloody throw a dress on? I need her here now. But
I'm standing in the corridor of the CMAs with my tits out.
Why were both our tits out in the CMA Awards before we'd even begun? Anyway, so that's all happening. Ozzy then arrives back. I don't know whether you'll let me include this, but Ozzy then arrives back and he's like, haven't got any underwear on. It's like, why for every major event does she have no underwear on? Like, why is she like, I must be free?
Oh my God, my pants are showing because I didn't bring the other ones. It was just so stressful. And also, what was worse about it is my dress was so restrictive. I couldn't bend down properly. And when I did bend down, there was actually a really high slit. And I was just like, this is just horrible. Anyway, so I get back. People start rolling in. PRs are coming up. Do you want to interview this person? Can we have you? And then basically, as you roll through, more people are coming past. So PR's coming to you with some people, but you're also trying to chase down other bigger artists.
You have to have eyes in the back of your head.
So you're constantly looking around. We need to grab them. We need to get them over.
I'll be talking to somebody and I'll have to look over their shoulder. It's like being at a party and having to check if your ex is walking in the whole time. And it's so rude.
And you feel
to the
so
person.
rude, yeah.
So rude. But you have to just go. Sometimes there was a few times the worst one.
The worst one.
I can't. Was we knew... Well, the worst one was I was talking to LeAnn Rimes. LeAnn Rimes. And it was gold. We were having a great time. And then someone, I think you were shouting at me, Tucker. And I was like, I'm sorry, LeAnn. Sorry, LeAnn. I've got to go. I've got something very pressing to do with Tucker Wetmore. And literally shoved her out the way. She was like, oh, okay, bye, girls. LeAnn Rimes. We haven't got time for you, LeAnn. Step aside.
I'm going to pee myself.
Also, thank God we are like, we don't take, like, when we talk to each other like shit too personally, because I had to be like,
Kate, and you were like, Ozzy.
yeah, we were like the whole time. I was like, I'd be talking to someone like let's say I had a nice conversation with Gareth, for example, rep in the UK. It was really nice to see him there. I was having a little chat with him, and I was like, oh yeah, that's really nice. You'd really try da. Like, that's so great. And then like he'd like, yeah, my debut at the Opry, and I'd be like, yeah, that's really nice. Priscilla, and I'd have to then send Ozzy running to see if we could get 5 minutes with Priscilla, and then I'd go to literally then turn straight back and be like, yeah, that is really interesting. It was like we had like Tourette's. We had country music Tourette's that whole time. It was so stupid. And then a lot of the time, like I would see,
like asking a question would be like, because it was so manic and so busy, and he'd be like, what do you think about that? And yeah, fine, okay. Like,
bear in mind, like also like, so say for example, I'd see Graham Barham, who I know we have like an already withstanding relationship with, and I knew that he was going to have a real like roll of the eyes when he saw us. Like I'd see him across the red carpet, and be like, Graham, and like I'd be like, Rodney, get this reaction, and it was literally like we were at war.
it was like you were on the battlefield.
We were on battlefield.
You were like, it was the jerking around, being shot at.
Honestly, and then also all the other professional people were also doing that, but just in a really professional, like well-mannered way. Whereas I'm like doing the hurdles, I'm barrel rolling, I'm all over the place. Then at one point, we get a note. I've been told that like Riley's team want to make a moment happen with me, but Riley was never going to come down the second part of the L.
Hell.
That was crazy. So I think I was with someone, and Alex at Big Machine came running up to me and was like, it's now or it's never. So we then had to
pick up the camera.
When Ozzy's got the camera, it's a worrying thing, okay? We know something big is happening if Ozzy's having to run with a camera. It was literally like, Bravo. It was like, I need Andy and a camera right now.
It was like you were running. Alex was running all the way back around the carpet. I'm running.
Rodney somewhere. There's like a trail.
Rodney's running with the big camera.
It was a guilt trail. I get that. I get to Riley. He's standing with Billy Bob Thornton. It's like it's the Oscars.
Billy Bob, get out the way.
I can't really remember. I'm sort of blacked out at this point. There's so many people also looking around in that like main red carpet being like, who is this stupid girl with a big fluffy red coat that he's stroking? Like, what's happening there? So that was completely dystopian. Come back. I think it was then LeAnn and Tucker.
Come back, and then it was a really intense run of LeAnn, Tucker, Priscilla, and Lady
A.
And then Rascal Flatts, and I was just like, and then I just went mute.
Yeah. Ozzy went non-verbal at that point.
I entered a parallel universe.
I think Priscilla for me was a really emotional one. Kaitlin Butts was also a really emotional one for me. So many of the artists that we have sort of interviewed and supported, of course we supported them because we love them, but like the ones we've built a relationship with like over the span of what we've been doing. Katie Hammock also said this, like so many people said like this podcast star is on the rise, and it was just too emotional for me to handle when they said that. They were like I've been watching your rising, and I'm like, Kaitlin Butts is saying that, who's rising so much, she's having such a moment and is going to continue to, and it's just amazing to see when you interview artists who are at one level and then next time you see them they're at a different level. It's the most emotional thing, and I can't explain to you. I think I burst into tears with Priscilla.
Oh god, yeah, she was.
I love
everything I wanted and more.
Everything, and like their relationship.
Elijah, what a bloody legend.
We love Elijah. I loved the vibe between them. They felt like that cozy couple that you go around for dinner with as a single person. They just give you like a nice cuddle emotionally.
So then you pushed LeAnn Rimes out the way to speak to Tucker, and we were thrilled to see that his mum was there also. Yeah. She agreed to me like a long lost friend.
And I was like, I'm going to say some quite rude things in front of you. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy them. I know what you're about. I was there when you flashed him. I like all this stuff. I was like, okay. And so then I was just like, okay, well, we're just now having a crazy date with your mum here. Brilliant. But Tucker he is a joy. I mean, you'll see, I'm sure I will cut it together, that he says, you've been my favourite one tonight. And when he said that, I just can't contain myself, fell to the floor and screamed. The problem is with that is that there's outlets either side of you. And I fell to the floor and screamed. And in that sort of environment, especially in America, someone thinks something's happened. Like they think you've either hurt yourself, someone's hurt you. Like it wasn't it wasn't appropriate, and the mood went somber from my team, Gilp. Ozzy and Rodney looked at me like very disappointed parents, and I then obviously, of course, turned to the outlet that was next to us and said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Oh my God, no, it's absolutely fine. I just thought something had something had happened to you." And they were interviewing Russell Dickinson. We then did Russell Dickinson straight away afterwards with Kaylee, who, by the way, I love. You'll see that interview. Kaylee Dickinson is. She's a good one. She's a good one. She was wearing a British brand, which I really liked.
Yeah, no, she was so great.
So cute. But like that
and
was...
then Bailey Zimmerman crashed our interview.
Bailey Zimmerman crashed our interview. But we didn't really get like... I didn't really feel like I had my time with Bailey. Because he crashed our interview and then sort of like kept walking. And I was like, but you just have to let that go. You've just got to be like, I've won some and I've lost some. It was like I was trying to talk to my crush and I couldn't get a word in because Bailey was just chatting away about Russell Dickinson. And I was like, but Bailey, one day it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time.
No, it was, yeah. Oh my God, even reliving it, I'm just like, how are we even having these conversations of like, yeah, then we were like talking to Bailey, and then Bailey came in, and then we were chatting to Lady A. They say never meet your heroes, but you can meet Lady A.
You can meet Lady A.
They were everything more. Again,
they were so
funny, humble, gracious, chilled, down to earth, smart, good sport.
Another group I'd just love to go for like a nice dinner with, some wine, some cheese.
Yes, Lady A.
Lady A. If you ever want to go and have some wine and some cheese, I'd be down.
I can't even believe we're having this conversation.
No,
that we're
so
having.
then the carpet then like basically thinned out, right? Is that everything? Have we covered everything from the craziness of what was happening?
I don't know. It's like hard to put it into words, guys. Like
I wrote a song with the guy who wrote 20 Cigarettes.
Oh yeah, we like had some really interesting
songwriters, video producers of like some of our favourite videos and songs, obviously. But like it was just kind of cool to like meet the people who are winning those awards. I loved seeing that and talking to them, and I held a CMA award. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was
really
awesome.
special.
Who was your favourite interview of the night?
I think Priscilla felt really special to me.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that it's because like she feels like very much like
we love her so much and have done from such an early time, and like always thought that she would get it and get Gilp.
And we've never done Priscilla. I think it has to be someone that we've never interviewed before, because like but one thing I will say is that the artists who we have interviewed have such a genuine, like they're all 99% of them are so thrilled to see us. Actually, I'm gonna say 100% of them are just like thrilled or rolling their eyes or laughing.
Thrilled or terrified.
But the reaction, and that's on or off camera, like that was on the red carpet, or if we saw them at an after party, if we've seen them anywhere else around this week, they're just so happy that there's British girls who've made the trek to come here and do this.
Yeah,
and they're just like, everyone's just like happy for us and happy to see. I think everyone just loves the British audiences. I really think that's a big thing too. I don't think it's all, we can't take all the credit. I think people love the British market and they see me in that Union Jack flag and they think I want to talk to the British fans.
Totally.
So, I mean, we did go back and forth on that Union Jack dress.
I'm glad we did it.
I'm so glad we did it. Because we thought maybe we don't want to be like gimmicky, we don't want to look embarrassing. We're already embarrassing enough. We don't need the outfits to help. But I think,
Speak for yourself.
And knowing now what we know about the red carpet, it was the right decision to be able to pull people towards us and get good reactions.
More people in. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice. Don't even know why. Because I've been shouting down PRs and shouting at you.
Yeah. No,
it was just mental from start to finish. There's no other way. Like, it's destroyed us. And oh my God, we didn't even talk about how Rodney befriended. Oh my God. So in the middle, there's like, you can pay to be in the middle of the red carpet.
Oh my God.
And there's like a bar and like people just kind of like stand to like
watch
a raised
the stars,
it's basically.
Like, it's basically like wealthy people can pay to watch the stars and have a nice time.
Yeah.
But Rodney, I didn't even know this was happening because I was just like flailing about. It was like I was on a treadmill, and next year I would actually go to some fitness classes before doing it because it felt
also,
like
you hadn't eaten all day.
Hadn't eaten all day. That was my London marathon.
Yeah.
Like I have now run the New York marathon.
Yeah.
In terms of that, it was. I can't tell you how nerve-wracking and how much I felt like I was having a heart attack the entire time. Like I actually thought I was going into cardiac arrest, and I was just like, "This is how I go." It's going to be great promo for the podcast. Someone's going to have to take it over.
Anyway, Rodney befriended some of the guys that were like in our section at the platform behind.
One thing Rodney can do is always sniff out a drink. We got to hand it to him. He's a great cameraman and he can find a beverage at
Every location.
Anyway, there was this really cute like double date, like the four of them, like it's like middle-aged like mum and dads were like
Karen's from Kent.
were like on them. They were like asking us who people were and where we were from, and I was chatting to him about London, all this kind of stuff. And then he was like, if you guys want anything passed down, like just let us know. And so essentially he was just going to the bar and just feeding down drinks onto the red carpet.
I was the only
and Rodney was just
person.
like, had the camera in one hand, had like a tequila in the other, and was just like, people were like, where'd you get the drinks from?
Like,
and then
I was the
Dustin-
only one drinking on the red carpet for a
and
long
then-
time.
And then Dustin Lynch came along. What a fucking legend. I knew he
Dustin
would be
Lynch.
good.
He was amazing.
His manager has listened to every episode of our podcast that has ever been. Like, what? He was like, I'm such a big fan. I was like, what is happening? Anyway, so Dustin is chatting away to me, find out he's single. We're having a great time. I think there was some vibes. And he was then like, where do you get your drink from? I gave him a shot of Fireball. And then Rodney had said to me, look, if you can get any of the talent to wave to those guys, they'll be thrilled. So Dustin introduced me, like, to me, where do you get that drink from? Like, I want a drink. And I was like, oh, these guys are getting them for me. I was like, guys, can you get him a drink? And Dustin's like, whiskey and Coke or whatever he said. And then they were like, yep, not on it. And then they literally got it. And then everyone was cheering and Dustin got a drink and he was thrilled. Everyone was happy. And then after that, everyone started copying us.
Yeah, they
All
did.
around, and I think we started a coup.
Yeah,
And
we did.
Potentially, they then started to stop as if someone had said you can't be doing that. So we basically became the speakeasy of the CMA.
Oh my god. And then at the end, he was so great, that guy. He was like, guys, just to let you know, we've only got 30 minutes to get the drinks in. Get me. And the bar's closing. We were like,
It was medicinal at that point.
so
It was
funny.
medicinal.
oh god, I can't. We're literally probably out of time. But like, then we went to the actual CMA Awards. That was a fever dream in itself.
I was really happy to sit down.
Yeah, amazing. Kelsey's there, Megan's there, incredible performances. Ella looks insane.
Yeah.
Luke Combs and Big X.
It was an absolute honour to be there. Yeah, it felt so bizarre.
We were so emotional, saying every word.
Yeah, you were crying because it just felt like you used to...
Vince Gill got the
Yeah.
Willie Nelson Award. I was so emotional.
Yeah. Was everyone that I wanted to win winning? No. Was Lainey Wilson an amazing host? Yes. Yeah. Do I think that she should have won all of those awards? No. But I think you can still go to an awards, have an amazing time, support the CMA and not agree with some of the winners.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be something at an award show that makes you feel someone was robbed or snubbed.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So I know that we could talk at large about that, but like I wasn't going to let that bring me down.
No, and it was just insane that a year ago we were eating popcorn on my sofa watching it. And this
then
year
we sat in the room.
we were watching it live, sat in the room. Like, we couldn't believe it. We literally couldn't believe it.
We then went to some after parties.
Yes,
There's
we
like
did.
8-10 different after parties with all the labels all around. It's kind of like the Brits.
Hard to
like
get round all of them.
Yeah, hard to get around all of them. We had
Proper
lots
old.
of different great people inviting us. But to be honest, we were like, the party was on the red carpet. Like, all I can say is if you can ever get a ticket to be in the room for CMA Awards, it is a great trip. And if you want something that's a little bit, maybe a bit calmer, but still there's a buzz in the air, I'd say CMA Fest is like, obviously a festival and it's crazy and Broadway's packed. If you want to go and sit down and enjoy it and take it all in and also have a quieter time on Broadway, CMA Awards might be the ticket for you. So do consider that.
I
And
absolutely loved it.
you can join to be a member of the CMA,
yeah.
which I didn't know.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you
do
don't
that.
have to be somebody like really deeply in the industry to be a member of CMA and get all the information and be able to get pre-sale tickets for things. There's loads of different benefits of being a member of the CMA as a UK fan. So I think everybody have a look into that. That's like one of the main things that like I was really interested by, is that you can be a member of the CMA. And I think Girls in No Place is going to be a member of the CMA. We're
Yeah.
joining.
Yeah, for sure.
We're joining.
Yeah,
We
I
also
do.
have to talk a little bit about where we've stayed, because
Oh, so good.
where this is being filmed right now, guys, we are in Virgin Hotel Nashville, and I can't rate the service of this hotel higher.
Everyone's so friendly and kind and lovely.
Unreal.
And it's like the nicest room. This has been our haven, I feel like.
Absolute haven. And like we have got a code that I'm gonna put in a second. We've got a code that will mean that you get a discount when you book a room. So do check out that code, because it has been such a pleasure to stay here. At the pool at the top, watching the sunset. Oh, they have like loads of cool little pop-ups, and like they also have music nights. So I would just say that like if you want to stay somewhere in style that you can just be a little haven away from the crazy, this has been our safe space. And it's been so welcoming. So the food, the fries.
Come for the fries alone.
Come for the fries alone. The hash browns we had this morning have revived us from the depths of being like hit like a bus. Like
It's been the most amazing few days. It's hard to put into words.
I haven't even gone through the footage, and when I go through
the footage,
there's so much more like gold, crazy things happening.
And I'm going to toot our own horn. I'm really proud of us for making it here. We've worked our asses off to get here. And I feel very proud.
Yeah. You can use the code Seize the City for 15% off any 4+ night stay at Virgin Hotel Nashville. Guys, you've got to try this hotel. It's so good. If you're coming to Nashville, this is where you need to stay. I promise you. You can take that on Gilp's assurance. Love you, Gilpers. Ozzy's about to go and get a flight. I'm about to lie down and edit for the rest of the day. So I can't wait to show you this content. Love you guys. Bye.
You are listening to Girls in Low Places, the podcast that asks country artists what only British girls can. I've crawled across the table to Riley Green.
Hey, what kind of show is this?
Flash Tucker Wetmore.
That was you!
And yapped away with Carly Pierce.
To get married and divorced in a year, that is legit country.
And sometimes we just have a good old yap with British icons you wouldn't expect were country fans. So listen to Girls in Low Places wherever you get your podcasts.